Hey, my Pilates people, welcome to my channel, Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. I'm so happy you're here today. I'm really looking forward to kicking off December with this Sunday session. I didn't give you anything this last week, so that's why I'm giving you something today. So today's gonna be full body, a lot of contemporary work. In fact, we're not even gonna be starting with footwork. No props needed. We will be kneeling, so you need a pad, grab it, and yeah, going to be kind of fast moving, some unilateral work, full body, good stuff today. So to start, you're going to need access to your safety strap. So for my reformer, I have to put my foot bar down to get to it. If you don't need to move your foot bar, don't move it because we're going to need to put it back up at some point. Just make sure you have a light spring to start because we're going to take it off. Okay. So hook your feet under. And I think for most people, you should be able to get your heels up on whatever platform you have. If not, just have your arches up against your platform, right? So the big thing is legs are zipped up, strap is nice and taut, okay? So if that means you have to kind of pull down, pull apart, whatever you gotta do, get it tight. So I'm gonna take off my spring. All right, no springs on. I'm gonna scoot my booty forward to where I'm really at the edge. And we're just gonna start with some rollbacks and just kind of get moving, get the spine moving, okay? So start with your knees bent. You can have your hands on the back of your thighs. And all I want you to do is just roll yourself back, roll back, just be mindful of the shoulder blocks, roll back, roll back. And then when your head hits your headrest, I want you to straighten your legs and circle the arms and reach them back behind you and arch the back and flare the ribs, find a good morning stretch. And then as you exhale, soften the ribs, start to circle the arms around, find your thighs, start to bend your knees, pick your head up and round up and over and just get a good stretch here. So once you come up here, I want you to straighten your legs again, reach your arms forward, lift the ribs as you round more, and then bend your knees again, pelvis rolls back, round back, articulate back. When your arms circle around, your legs are gonna straighten. Just find a big good morning stretch here. Plug the shoulders into the ears, glide them down, sink the ribs, pick the weight of your head up, and then stretch forward, find a spine stretch at the top. So I want you to pull your toes back, round up and over, lift the ribs, curl the tailbone under, and then roll back. Don't use the hands if you don't need to. All the way back. This time when you stretch back, I want you to grab onto the sides of the frame, maybe under if you can, and kind of give it a little pull, but also a hug in. So it kind of stretches your shoulders and your chest. And then carefully let go, sink the ribs, roll yourself up and over. Stretch forward like spine stretch, pull your pinky toes back. And we're gonna do that one more time. Pelvis rolls under. Articulate all the way down. Grab onto the frame if that's for you. Give it a little pull. Push the elbows wide and down. I think that just feels so lovely on my shoulders. And then again, sink the ribs. Exhale, roll yourself up. Find one last spine stretch forward. All right. So now I want you to scoot back a little bit. Don't worry about the shoulder blocks because we're not going to roll all the way back. Okay. So knees are bent. All right, and let's reach the arms out in front of you. So let's make fists as if you were holding onto like a pole or a towel. And now pull apart on that imaginary dowel. Punch out through your fists and pull your sternum back just a little bit more. And now keep the carriage super still as you roll back, roll back. Well, that carriage is moving all over the place. Roll back. Find your challenge point, someplace where you're not resting. Now, can you create more space between your fists and your chest here? And then roll yourself up, up, up. Don't let that carriage move. Again, roll yourself back. Push down through your heels. Keep pulling the ribs back as your fists continue to go forward. And then roll yourself up, 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 stacking up tall at the top. Again, roll yourself back, pelvis wheels back, find your challenge, shaky point. Yep, there it is. Straighten or lift your right arm up to the ceiling and then lower it down. Left arm up to the ceiling and down. One more time each side. Pull the ribs back even more. Round more. Last one. Arms come down. Now turn your palms facing in towards one another. Soft bend to the elbows. Open the right arm out to the side and then pull it back in. No twist in your spine. Open the left arm out and pull it back in. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull it back in. Knees are not shifting, y'all. Last one here. Anybody feeling those abs? I am. Woo! Can we do both arms out? Both arms. Hug in. Inhale, open. Exhale, deepen the round as you hug in. Inhale, open. Exhale, hug in. Last one. Hug in. Turn the palms facing down. Roll yourself up. Keep that carriage still. One last time. Beautiful. Now interlace the webbing of your fingers. Hands go behind the base of your skull. Push the head up and into your hands. Elbows are in your peripheral, so your upper back should feel relatively open. I want you to straighten the legs. Again, pull your toes back if that's available, and now twist your upper body to the left. Keep the head to hand connection. As you come back to center, bend your knees, pull the carriage in, doesn't have to go all the way in, and then press it out, lift and twist to the right. Head pushes back, right elbow reaches back, and then back to center, pull the carriage in, press it out, lift and twist to the left. Let those ribs kind of soften. Back to center, bend the knees. Again, lift and twist. Look back at that right elbow. Pull the ribs in a little bit more, and then back to center. Reach the arms forward, all right? Keep your left foot under the strap. Grab onto the back of your right thigh. Roll yourself back to that challenge point. Again, think of creating as much space between hands, thigh, and chest here. Left leg stays stable. Right leg, straighten it up and bend the knee. Straighten it up and bend the knee. 2 and 1. Now, hold that knee bent. We have some options. Okay, you can keep holding onto your thighs. Arms can go out in front of you, or hands can come behind the head. I feel like this is the hardest position. We'll try it. Now, carriage doesn't move. Straighten your right leg out and exhale, pull it in. Inhale, stretch the leg out. Exhale, pull it in. Exhale, pull it in. Push your head into your hands if you're there. Last one, pull it in. Now, as you stretch the leg out, can you twist your upper body to the right? And then back to center. Only 3 of these. Twist, hug your inner thighs together, and then back to center. Oh my goodness. Twist, lift, and back to center. Reach the arms forward, grab onto your thighs, roll yourself up. Right foot under. Hands behind the left thigh. Roll yourself back, get yourself sorted, get the hips square. We do that bend and straighten. And here's your opportunity to just relax the head, neck, and shoulders a little bit more. Last one. All right. Knee goes bent, hands go wherever you'd like. Wherever your arms are at, they are active. Straighten the leg out. Exhale, pull it in, pull the ribs back. Inhale out. Exhale, pull it in. Woo. 3 more. Exhale, pull it in. Head pushes back. Pull the ribs back. I can't stress it enough. 2. Last one. Woo. Now straighten the leg out. Twist to the left. And back to center. Only 2 more. Thank goodness. Carriage stays still, y'all. Back to center. Twist. Back to center. Grab onto those legs. Oh, and come all the way up. That was nice. Somewhat. All right, bring it all the way in. Your lightest spring, put it on. For my balanced body, that's a yellow spring. We're done with the safety strap. If you need a pad for kneeling, go ahead and grab it. Because now we're going to come kneeling with the shoulder blocks to your right. So the easier position here is going to be all the way up against the shoulder blocks. Harder is further away. All right, so I'm going to take this forward strap into my left hand because the shoulder blocks are to my right now. My right hand, I like it on my hip. Otherwise, you can do whatever you'd like with it, right? So I'm going to think of that dropping of the tailbone, my pubic bone kind of lifting up to my navel. My shins are pushing down, so legs are active here. I'm going to keep my body square, row the elbow out to the side, and then I punch out. And then I'm just gonna hold here and I'm just gonna check my neck, make sure I'm not in my neck, all right? And then keep the elbow still in space and now bend the elbow and then we cross the body. Row it out to the side, stick the elbow in place. Then we straighten the arm out, elbow stays still if you can, bend the elbow and then across. And I'm gonna show you what wrong looks like is like this number, right? Because that just means that that shoulder girdle is not stabilizing like it should. Keep going here. Let's do 2 more. Imagine you're hugging in on a little ball between your knees. 1 more, 1 more. Collarbone nice and broad. Bend the elbow and cross. Now we're gonna keep the arm straight. Left arm is straight. It's kind of low in front of me and I'm gonna start with it low. I'm gonna now open the arm out to the side, low, and then bring it across. Now, if you need a little assist, just take your right hand and like feed the rope and then bring it back down. Squeeze with your pinky just as much as your index finger. And if you feel like, okay, neck feels good here, maybe you go up a little bit higher. Again, body stays square, tailbone is long. I said straight arm, but I've got a soft bend. We're shooting for a straight arm. Last one here. Bring it across. Now we're gonna take both hands. I'm gonna grab onto kind of like the webbing right here, right before it hooks. And I'm gonna bring my hands super close together, okay? So now I'm gonna twist my body towards the back end of my reformer, trying to keep both arms straight. And then I'm gonna cross, reach the arms up at a high diagonal. Hip stays square, upper body can twist. 1 more like that. Push out through the fists and then back. Now, if we want to add on, let your hips sit back as you twist towards the back end of the carriage. Hips come forward, then you punch up. Give your booty a good squeeze. We don't want this to be in the low back. Hips sit back and then reach up and out. Think like you've got a squishy ball between your elbows right now, between your arms. So squeeze the arms together. Let's do 2. And the last one. All right. Now I'm going to take my right hand down to the shoulder block, shift my left hand to the long loop. If you're all the way up against the shoulder blocks, then shift away to where you can come into this position. So this position, you should still feel a stretch. All right. We shouldn't be so far out that we don't feel the stretch. So I'm going to push into my right hand, push into the shins. Again, tailbone is heavy, pelvis is slightly forward. There's space between my top bicep and my ear. Keep that space and now try to straighten the arm and then bend the elbow. Try to straighten the arm and bend the elbow. So that top palm is kind of facing down to the floor. And I'm trying to keep the space not only between the bicep and the ear, but the ears and the shoulders. So many things. And I don't know if I'm feeling this extra today because the video I'm uploading tomorrow is the cardio workout. Ooh, and it kind of kicks my butt. So let's do 2. And last one. Go ahead and lower the arm down, come back up, hang up the strap, and let's do the other side. All right, so spin around. Every side is different. Be kind to yourself. And I forgot to mention, if you want to make things harder on yourself, bring your legs together. All right, otherwise they're about that hip socket distance apart. All right, right hand on, palm starts facing in, left hand on your hip if that's for you. Row the elbow out to the side, and then we punch out. Elbow bends, and then across. Now, if this is getting too much into your neck, just row the elbow lower, right? That's it. But one thing, and I didn't mention this on the other side, when your arm goes out straight, I want you to think of really pushing out through your fist and creating space in your back. There's your pull straps too. It's also your star and your side plank. Chest is nice and open. And again, just check your pelvis. Check that your legs are still involved and at the party. Let's do 2. Hopefully I'm following my own advice of keeping that elbow still in space out there. Last one. Awesome. Now I'm going to bring that arm low in front of me. I'm in spring tension. Arm stays straight. Open it out to the side. And then back in. Again, start low. And then grip with that pinky just as much as your index, if not more. Woo! I'm feeling this. Feed that loop if you want, if you need. Take the arm up higher if you can. Oh, this right side is way weaker. Don't forget your lower half. So if you feel like that carriage is kind of seesawing or slinking around, just means we need to engage our lower half a little bit more and also move a little bit slower. Let's do 3. Hi, Buddha. Oh my goodness, the burn is real. And 2. Hey, baby, you just added extra weight to me. Thank you. And out. Okay. Now we grab on, close grip. So index fingers and thumbs together. Stay square, or sorry, keep your hips up to start. Twist the upper body a little bit. And then we drag it across and up. Last one. Reach up. And then down. Now we add that hip sitting back a little bit. Keep your ribs in. And then drive the hips forward as the arm comes up. As you do this, can you keep equal weight into your shins? It's very tempting to want to like shift weight all over the place. Reach up. And all I mean by ribs in is I just don't want you arching the back too much anywhere, because then it means we're moving from the low back and not all the other places. Anybody else feeling this, or is it just me? Maybe we'll do 20 more reps. I'm kidding. Let's do 4. You got to squeeze those hands together. And 3. My right arm feels like it's going to fall off. And 2. Last one. And then resist as you come back all the way down. Left hand on your shoulder block, inch out if you need. Right hand up and around. Now, if you need more tension, grab onto your short loop. But first, let's find this deep, lovely side bend here. You can look down at that left hand, keep your right elbow still in space, and try to extend the arm out and back in. Now, some days, this just might be a little pull. It might not be a full straightening of the arm. That's okay. But think of that right shoulder kind of sliding down your right side. It's very tempting for it to want to creep up into the ear. Push down into your shins and lift those ribs up off your hip. Let's do 3 and 2. Last one. Awesome. Hang up that strap. Nice work. Okay. Now you're going to come to, if you have a heavier spring, so like for me, I have like 2 really light springs. I'm going to go to my heavier of my light springs. So just one up. Foot bar comes back up into your footwork position. All right. So I want you to come standing on your carriage. Just be careful if you don't have a locking foot bar that it's like, not going to come with you. I'm going to take my hands wide on the foot bar. So that way I can really like just roll my chest open a little bit more, or like roll the arms open a little bit more. So my feet, they're about hip socket distance apart to start here. I'm going to drop my head and round and lift into the ribs. Push down through your heels just as much as you're pushing down through the balls of the feet. And just stay here for a second and just get a little stretch. Maybe kind of wiggle the hips from right to left or like back and forth. Good. Now I want you to shift the weight forward. to where you feel like, okay, I have more weight into my hands right now than my feet. Okay. Keep the weight slightly forward and now press the carriage back, roll through the feet. So now I'm onto the balls of my feet. I'm going to flatten out my back and find a plank and just hold here. Pull apart on the bar a little bit more so it opens up your collarbones. And now drop your head, round and lift up into the ribs, and then pull the carriage in, lower the heels down. Again, press it out, roll through the feet, kind of articulate yourself out into that long line, and then drop the head, puff up the back, and pull the carriage in with your low abdominals. Now we're going to add extension. If it's not for you, you stay with what we just did. So press the carriage out, find your long line, and if it's for you, your hips kind of dip down a little bit. Push the chest forward. Push the chest forward and up, and then drop your head, round and lift into the ribs, and pull the carriage home. Push the heels down. Again, it's kind of an up stretch variation. Push the chest forward and up. Squeeze your bottom. Legs are nice and strong. And then drop your head, round and lift into the ribs. One more time here. If you're finding this is too much pushback, just walk your feet further back, okay? Again, kind of roll yourself, undulate yourself out. Heart reaches forward. Pull that foot bar apart. Break the bar even. And then drop the head, round and lift into the spine. Pull the carriage home. All right. So I am going to step back just a little bit. Again, feel free to readjust. I'm going to take my right foot, right toes up onto the platform. Now, if you have one of those really big, wide platforms, I would love it if you could find a position where your heel is hanging off. If not, put the whole foot on. So it's my toes and the balls of my feet on. My right heel is slightly lifted, I hope, okay? You're going to keep it lifted. Now press the carriage back, find a lunge, and just hold here. I'm going to think of that right hip spiraling back, left hip coming forward. I'm kind of light in my hands, and then I'm just going to drop my head and then straighten both legs, pull the carriage home. Lunge out, reach the heart forward so it's a little baby extension, and then lift round into the ribs, pull the carriage home. Make sure that heel, wherever it is at, the front heel, it's not bobbing and weaving up and down. Last one. Press it out, hold here. Can you get to a position where you could take your hands up off of the foot bar? All right, and I'm just gonna hold it here for a second. I'm gonna embrace this shake right now because that's what's happening here, okay? That's all I'm gonna do. Now I'm gonna reach my arms forward, okay? Let's make those fists again here. Again, pull your ribs back, lengthen your tailbone. Reach your right arm back behind you. Look back, reach back, twist, and then back to center. Reach back, look back, twist, and back to center. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, if you want a little extra challenge, just pull your right shin away from that foot bar just a little bit, so that way we're not leaning into it. Let's do 3. Hey, Buddha. Ooh, carriage doesn't move. 2. Last one. Bring the arms forward. Now hinge your body forward a little bit. If you have to take your arms down, do so. I want you to lean forward or kind of shift the weight forward and bend into your back knee, pull the carriage home, and then press it out. If you're like super beast mode today, maybe the arms go out to the side like a letter T. Oh, but my right hip is about to fall off. I have to go to the studio today in a wheelchair. Keep that back razor flat. Gaze is slightly up and forward. Right heel is still lifted, y'all. Wow. For 4 and 3, you got this. And 2. Last one. Now, hold the carriage out. Place your hands down. Drop your head, straighten both legs. Bring the carriage all the way home. Keep your left foot down. Bring your right knee into your chest. And now stretch it back behind you and roll the hips open. Just find a stretch, an arabesque. Maybe bend that top knee. And then go ahead and now place the foot down. Okay, let's do the other side. Left foot forward. All right, left heel's a little lifted. Press it out, find a lunge. Just hold here, get your alignment. So for me on this side, my left hip is tighter. I have to think of that left knee kind of hugging in towards my midline a little bit. And now drop the head, straighten both legs, pull the carriage in. Again, press it out. This is also your opportunity to reposition the back foot, either like forward up on the carriage or back. Drop the head, pull it in. Now go ahead and press it out. So obviously my back heel is lifted. My front heel is a little lifted as well. Could you take your hands off the foot bar and just hold it here? Again, think of that right hip going forward, left hip kind of spiraling back. Reach the arms forward, make a fist. Twist your body to the left. Oh, this side's way different. I cannot turn my head. Left arm reaches back and back to center. So carriage is still and hips are still here. And if you need to, right hand can come down, left arm can reach up, right? That's fine. Find what works for you and where you're not going to fall. Oh my. This side's way harder. Let's do 3. You got it. Equal weight into the front balls of your feet. Actually, both sets. Last one. Find those upper back muscles one last time. All right. Hinge forward a little bit, but keep that long spine from head to tail. Bend your back knee and pull it in. So it's like a flat back mountain climber. That left kneecap should be facing forward, y'all. Again, left hip going back, right hip going forward. Wow. If you're looking for a good workout, try that cardio out tomorrow. Woo, that one kicked my butt. Booty, you just along for the ride. Let's do 4. Hang in there, y'all. 3 and 2. And last one, bring it in. Actually, keep it out. So sorry. Both hands come down. Straighten the legs. Pull the carriage in. Get one last stretch. Place both feet down. And now, forgot to do that stretch. Left leg reaches back behind you. Finds an arabesque. Ugh. Bends that top knee if you'd like. And then go ahead and place the feet down. So we have a couple more things here, okay? We're gonna do a little bit of planking, a little bit of oblique work, and then we're gonna finish with a nice side bend. So hands come back onto the foot bar. Feet, kind of about that same position, meaning both of them are on the carriage. Legs, kind of zipped up. All right, pull the foot bar, press the carriage out, find plank. And just hold here, okay? So I want you to keep your chest lifting up away from your hands, and now flex your feet and point your toes. Flex your feet and point your toes. That's it. Nice little toe stretch here. So nothing else moves, just your feet in the carriage. Keep fighting for space in your upper back. We have 3 and 2. And last one, bring the carriage all the way in, drop your head round your spine. Okay, readjust your feet if you need. Wipe off those sweaty hands. Now go ahead and press the carriage out. Go all the way out, okay? We're only gonna do 5 on each side, okay? So bring your right knee into your chest. Lift the ribs more. Now take the right knee out to the side of the arm. Look to the right. Straighten your right leg out, flex that foot. Bend the knee. Bring it back to center. This is 2. Kick it out. Back to center. This is 3. Push that heel out. Back to center. 2 more. Kick it out. Back to center. Last one. Reach. Back to center. Place the foot down. Can you go right into the next one? Left knee in. Left knee out. Heel out. And in. 4 more. You got it. Heel out. Keep lifting up through the ribs. Let's do 2. Get that leg higher, y'all. Last one. In. Place the foot down. Drop the head. Bring it all the way in. Awesome. All right. Whew. Have a seat. Place your other light spring on. 2 lights. So I'm going to start by facing you. So my shoulder blocks are to my right. So we're going to do Mermaid a little bit differently today. My left hand is going to come up onto the foot bar. And I'm going to place both shins up against the shoulder blocks. Now, the goal is to get your bottom shin, so be your left, up against the shoulder blocks. Listen, we do what we can, okay? So that's going to be your driving force, part of it. My left hand is either in line with my body or in front of my body. Just go ahead and press or just straighten that top arm out. Start here. So I'm going to think of that left shoulder kind of dropping down a little bit. My right arm is going to come up to the ceiling. I'm going to face my right palm up to the ceiling. I heard a teacher say this one time. I thought it was perfect. Imagine you've got like a pie or a pizza in your hand, okay? You're not going to let that pizza or pie fall, okay? I'm going to press the carriage out through that bottom shin, okay? I'm going to go out. Like this is my stopping point. Don't let your pie fall and kind of slink your body in. Stacking up tall, keep your left shin connected. Press it out. And then pull it back in. Think of that left arm pressing down. It is a heavier spring, but if this was light, we would just collapse. Or I would. And then lift up tall. Last one. Slink out, push into that bottom shin more. And then grow taller through the crown of the head as you come all the way home. Right hand comes down to your front shoulder block. Left arm comes up and over. Up and over. Find a counter stretch. Maybe even look down to your right. And then bend your top elbow. Frame the face with your arm in your hand. Arm reaches up. Let's do the other side. Oh, such a lovely stretch. Now, if you feel like this is too much resistance, you know what to do. You back off. You take a spring off. Adjust your springs accordingly. All right, so find your pizza or your pie in that top hand. All right, I'm not only pushing the foot bar away, but I'm pushing it down to the floor. Slink the body out through that bottom shin, bottom knee. Go to where you can. I think I dropped my pie. And then lift your body up, up, up. The carriage may not come all the way in. That's okay, right? That's not necessarily the goal here. But I don't know about you, but I'm getting a really nice stretch on my bottom side right now, but also a little bit of oblique work on the top part, the top side. Press it out. Push through that bottom shin more, y'all. And then pull the carriage back in. Let's do one more. Push out through the whole shin, the knee, the center shin, the bottom shin, the ankle, and then lift all the way back up. Left hand down. Bring the carriage in, right arm up and over. Find a little bit more length on the sides of your neck here. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Feel how that might change the stretch. Maybe you look down to your left. Frame your beautiful face with your arm in your hand. Oh, breathe into those ribs. Extend the arm out. And you are done. That was lovely. I needed that. As always, let me know what you thought in the comments. I appreciate you being here. And thanks.